to establishing a steering committee is, in my view, the support of the regional land councils will also be very important. I'm speaking mainly of the ones in the top end, the Cape York, NLC, CLC, Kimberley. Their support in the development of this seems to me to be very important.
Take the system like everybody else does, try and get in there, try and change it. It never worked. If you take a bucket of water every day, it goes into place. The only way to fight this system is politically. That's what I learned. Fight politically. We have our political system, those who are out in the bush. It's called Jukupa. It's your law. You already have that.
I think one of the interesting topics of discussion in one of the breakout sessions was this concept of a national alliance between PBCs and possibly others as well. I think it's a good concept. I have some reservations about it, particularly around funding such an elaborate concept, but also duplication. There's already the National Congress there. We need to find out how the two can work together if there is going to be a second an alliance, national alliance. The suggestion that maybe there will be a separate chamber with the National Congress, and that the chamber is made up of PBC, the alliance of PBCs in that. I think that warrants further investigation. There's definitely that's definitely food for thought. But I suppose we'll have to just watch that space, I suppose, and see how it goes. There was also talk at there was a WIN conference, the World Indigenous Network conference last week, which we also attended. And they were talking about something very similar there, but NRM, more focused NRM bodies around the country. There's existing natural resource management bodies around the country, and the concept came up there when we broke into our Australian contingency. There was 55 countries represented there, and we all broke into our separate countries, and we talked about how we're going to forward that World Indigenous Network. And so the idea of an alliance came up there as well. I haven't heard that mentioned at this conference. That's another concern that I have, is that we don't want to, as one of the people at this conference, he was talking about white man canoe and black fella canoe. We don't want to make one white man canoe and 3 or 4 follow black fella canoe, and we never meet. And those 4 black fella canoes have 4 different captains, and all the backseat drivers as well. And that's a real serious problem, I think. And if we're going to be united, we have to be united by the true meaning of it. I think, I think it's because if we don't do that, then government and others don't know who to talk to, and that becomes a real serious problem. And it creates disharmony. It creates this us and them mentality amongst us all. And we've got to be big in that and move forward and try to get past that. There was always going to be a minority out there, that there are always going to be people out there that are not happy with the way things are going, and that's just a given. We have to accept that. But if we can unite the majority of us, that's the most important thing. And I think that unity has to be driven by us. Has to be driven by. It's got to be the canoe's got to be. We got to pick the tree that we're going to cut it out. We got to carve it. We got to make sure that canoe is made for us and made by us. And a lot of people would argue that that's the Congress, but I'm yet to be convinced that is our canoe. I think there's a lot of people out there that need to be convinced as well. But we need to be involved with the Congress as well. Having said that, we have to be involved with that Congress to morph it into our canoe, I think. If that's what we decide as a race of people, as a group, as a nationwide group, we need to have that discussion and make sure that we make our canoe, our one canoe. Yeah, we've got to be clever and strategic about how we deal with that sort of stuff. And a lot of that is the cynic in me would say that a lot of that is deliberate to create that disharmony amongst us. But we've got to be strategic about how we get around it, I think.